You're not gonna pay the tab?
Why would I pay the tab?
Because you're a gentleman?
I don't even know you.
Hey everyone, you're tuned into Vibe Bite, and in the studio with you today, as always, are Mia and Liam.
What's up everyone? We've got a fiery story for you today, breaking down how one woman brought her parasite friends into her relationship and ended up wrecking her own engagement.
The masks came off, and her fiancé realized exactly what he was getting into. Watch till the end, because this guy really dodged a whole storm of trouble.
And before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're all about real talk and straight up analysis of these wild relationship stories, you're in the right place.
Pieces of advice I've ever read about relationships is this. A man calling you baby means nothing. A man moving into your house means nothing. A man calling you his girlfriend means nothing. A man marrying you means nothing. Do you know what means something? A man changing his ways to keep you. That's what means something.
Honestly, I feel like there's something off here. You know, when a guy calls you baby or decides to move in with you, those aren't just empty gestures, those are big steps. How can that all mean nothing unless he completely changes himself? Really?
Exactly. It feels like this is pushing the idea that everything he does is supposedly meaningless unless he reinvents himself. But things like introducing you to his family or asking to live together, those are big decisions too. Why dismiss all of that?
Right. Like, if he's not totally reshaping himself for the relationship, then everything else somehow doesn't matter. That's kind of off. I think the things he's already doing are important too, not just the ones you're waiting for.
Yep.
I want a high value man, and that's what I'm looking for. I feel, I'm building myself for that type of man.
Why do you want a high value man?
Because I deserve that.
You don't deserve anything.
Oh, okay.
Who are you?
Simone.
Simone deserves nothing. What makes you so special? Do you deserve access to somebody else's stuff?
Nothing really makes me special to deserve access to anybody's thing but my own.
Thank you. So you don't deserve a high value man. Nobody deserves anything. We earn.
If you don't know the background OG of why say 75, I don't know if you ever seen my chat, watch my stream. If you ever, I might tear up telling you the story. I was 16, had a Latina girlfriend. I thought I was a She told me that she had only, 2 bodies or something, and I'm one of them. And one day I was on her Twitter, and she said her ex was a football player. I went on her Twitter. The recent tweets right before we did it was she said she was going to her basketball game. I said, hold on, this is a multi-athlete? So some of my stuff wasn't sitting right. I had her Twitter password, so I guessed it for her Snapchat password. I opened up her Snapchat password. She cheated on me with 75 next. The same videos. Oh, listen, let me finish. The same pictures and videos she would send me of, thing, you know how I be, you know what I'm saying? Pictures and stuff. I would look on her Snapchat. She would send them to 75 other.
If you need therapy, which you do, we all do. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. I have a hack for you that is going to change your life, and in my opinion, has at times been even more healing to me than therapy is. It's easy, it's accessible, it's fucking free. Okay, open up your phone's front camera, set it up, prop it up on something, and just start fucking talking to yourself. You are going to feel crazy at first. There's a learning curve to this, okay? Just know that if you feel crazy, that's normal. It's okay. But something about looking yourself in the eyes and talking through your problems or your insecurities or even like the ways that you're mean to yourself or self-sabotaging, you have this new level of compassion for yourself. It has been so healing to me and has been the source of some of my greatest breakthroughs. So 10 out of 10, I recommend.
Wow, so now talking to your front camera is going to solve all your problems? Like, you talk to your phone and all your issues magically disappear? Well look, studies show that talking to other people actually helps a lot more with problems than just talking to yourself. Mia, you've really tried it? Did talking to your phone actually help? Or did you feel like you needed to talk to someone real?
Well, okay, fine, I tried it. At first, it was kind of helpful, like a moment for self-reflection. But seriously, talking to a mirror is not the same as talking to a real person, right?
Exactly. So you talk to a screen and what, all your problems are magically solved? Come on, it's good for a quick fix, but you need a real person who actually listens to you.
She got me at this expensive dealership. What you want, bro?
Let me see. That's a good mom car, but I'm not a mom yet. So it's like, let's go to the AMG.
AMG?
Yeah. I feel like I need to live my best life right now.
AMG though? Do you know how much an AMG is?
Spell it for you? AMG, yes.
No, I think we should go to the Honda lot.
Honda?
Or Nissan. I mean, that's what fits you best.
Wow, you know what fits me best is an AMG. Just say you can't afford it with your broke ass.
I can't afford it? You literally had a Benz already. You didn't like it. So I think you should get a Honda.
I want an AMG.
So you didn't like my gift?
Just say you're broke. That's all you gotta say. I mean,
because I can't afford an AMG. Do you know how much they cost?
You want me to go from a Benz to a Nissan Sentra, that's like saying get a Volkswagen. Like, what? You want me driving a Nissan? What? That? No, that's giving broke behavior.
Yo, look, man. This will happen when you go to the game with your sugar daddy. You ain't want to be seen.
Oh, it's Dusty Thunder with another Reddit story for you here. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut If I Break Up with My Fiancé After She Showed a Startling Change of Behavior After Getting Engaged? I, male 32, just recently proposed to my girlfriend of 2 years, Sharon, female 30, like a month and a half ago. And it feels like the second the ring got on her finger, her attitude and behavior took a total 180. The entire time we were dating, we seemed exceptionally compatible. At least it seemed we shared common beliefs and morals. 7 weeks ago, I proposed and she said yes, and I felt like it was the happiest moment for the two of us. But not even a week later, it's like her attitude totally flipped. I thought I knew all of her friends, but one day I came home and there were 6 women I've never seen before, and Sharon introduced me to them. I was curious as to why I was just now meeting them when I already met Sharon's 2 best friends, Michelle and Octavia, both not present. Over a year and a half ago, Sharon said she wanted to make sure that we were a sure thing before I met her inner circle. When getting engaged means you're a sure thing. I found this strange, not to mention it was a weeknight, and they were quickly draining my wine rack. Sharon still had her own place, but she stayed with me so often she practically lives here. Still, I found it incredibly rude when they left with 4 empty bottles of rosé in their wake. I tried to talk to Sharon about having uninvited guests on weeknights, and she dismissed my grievance very flippantly. More, that she brushed me off. The following week, she went out with the girls several times, and when she brought the girls to my place, twice without notice, once with notice to appease me, her words, they all treated me like a butler, shaking their empty wine glasses at me for refills. Time out, because look, if you brought the girlies home and I was available, I'd butler for you because I love you and that's what I would want to do. But if some bitch starts shaking an empty wine glass at me, get out! Out! No, leave the glass. Put the bottle down, put the glass down, and get the out. More.
This is just crazy. I don't even know how to comment on this. She really thinks that putting a ring on means she can do whatever she wants. This is such a weird situation, but unfortunately, it's pretty realistic for some people.
Yeah, sadly, there are plenty of stories like this. It's almost a bit sad to see people behave like that. At first, everything seems perfect, but then something just clicks, and all of a sudden, they start completely ignoring boundaries.
I totally agree. This is what they call the next stage of the relationship. You think you've become part of someone's life, but in reality, you're just a party venue.
After the 4th time, I made it clear that I will get a locked wine rack. Sharon just called me no fun after that. It gets worse. Sharon decided that me and the girls got off on the wrong foot and said that we should have dinner together at a nice restaurant. You know that means that she wants you to buy them all a very fancy dinner, right? Well, I went and it was not great. The 6 kept prodding me about my life, my house, my career, but they deflected every question that I asked. It got especially bad at night when they started talking about modern relationships and jealousy. And one of them brought up some key points about relationships that I thought Sharon and I were on the same page about, specifically what ifs regarding polygamy and being friends with exes. To my shock, Sharon said that we shouldn't be too hasty on such decisions, which was a total 180 to how she expressed herself on these things only a month prior, where she was vehemently against keeping ex-intimate partners in friend circles and was staunchly monogamous. The worst part was when the bill arrived, Sharon announced it should be together and slid me the check. I told her she can't be serious, and we got into a bit of an argument. I ended it by putting my amount down in cash and walked out, leaving them to figure out the rest of the bill. The next days after that, Sharon kept calling me toxic and fragile, but every time I pushed at it, she would give me an apology and promise that she was just stressed at work. It's nuts. We haven't even planned the wedding yet. The worst part was this Monday when at work I got a Nest doorbell alert, checked and saw Sharon and one of her 6 new friends arriving at my place, going in and exiting with my golf clubs. This set was a gift from my father, and it cost a pretty penny too. So Sharon lending it out with my permission got me pissed. I immediately called Sharon and told her and her friend to return the clubs. Sharon tried to gaslight me with, "But you promised to lend the clubs to her boyfriend, remember?" I told her the club's cost would move it into a serious crime, and her friend had an hour to return them or the cops would be called. Sharon kept insisting she got my permission, and I told her to cut the crap. Well, not 45 minutes later, I got another notification of Sharon and her friend coming back with the clubs and going inside, leaving them. Sharon's friend flipping off the Nest doorbell on the way out. I got home and saw Sharon's friend literally just threw the clubs and bag on the living room floor. Sharon tried to talk to me about my toxicity again, and I told her again to cut the crap. I said if I knew knew this is how she was, I never would have proposed. That seemed to freak her out, and she again insisted that she was just stressed at work, but I wasn't buying it anymore. I told her to return the ring and her key, and we would talk about our relationship this weekend. She cried, and she begged me not to cancel the engagement and insisted that it was just stress. I told her again that we will talk about it this weekend. She finally relented. I had my house rekeyed anyways after she left just to be safe. Sharon has been texting me constant messages of love and apologies for getting swept up and insisting she was only wanting to show me off to her close friends. Is that what showing you off is like? I don't know. I'm just not buying it. The same close friends have been sending me texts daily, calling me toxic and fragile again, saying they knew I wasn't man enough for Sharon or secure enough to share with her friends. Share? A few of my friends that knew Sharon the entire 2 years we were dating were surprised and can't even believe she turned hide this quick, and that there must be something missing or that I'm leaving something out. They said I must have said something to trigger her friends to act like this, and I had to have been the asshole somewhere along the process. I don't know. It's a lot to take from all directions right now.
No way this really happened. Why did she change so drastically after putting the ring on? I mean, did she seriously think that now that the ring's on, she can do whatever she wants?
Yeah, look at that, a party with her friends without even warning him. He didn't even know them before.
Hold on, how could she actually act like this? What would you do if your girlfriend brought strangers over without your permission?
Well, honestly, I'd probably ask them to leave right away. What kind of audacity is that?
And then the golf clubs? A gift from his father, and she just takes them without asking.
Seriously, I'd be furious. Would you take them back or just stay silent?
I'd definitely take them back, and I'd even consider breaking up. That's not just some random thing, those are personal belongings.
And then she's trying to blame it all on stress. Is it really okay for her to just do whatever she wants and then pull the I'm stressed excuse when there's a problem?
Stress? No way, that's not stress. Something's off here, in my opinion.
She's just trying to manipulate him. Would you believe her after all that? I definitely wouldn't.
Before we get into the top comment and some additional information here, the friends being like, I don't know, you must have done something to this up. Be like, hey, you, by the way, like you just did something to this up. With that assessment, asshole, yeah, it's got to be your fault, right? They wouldn't just be like this. Now, these friends were always like this. You didn't get introduced to them until after you put a ring on it. And then she somehow took that as, you're my bitch now, and treated you like her bitch in front of her friends because that's what they think is cool. And apparently to be man enough to be with her, you have to be her bitch and be willing to be treated like shit and let her friends do the same and just take shit from you. It's all good. That's being man enough for them. Cool. Top comment. Oh, no, dude. You need to end this relationship. She has been putting on a false front the whole time. She knows how toxic they are. She figured now that you had proposed, you couldn't leave. That's who she really is. The person you dated for 2 years, that's a false front to get the proposal. It's like abusers who never hurt their spouse until after they're married. They know that they need to hide it because they know it will drive the partner away. They wait till the commitment is deep enough. She showed her hand too fast and too early. Agree with that. Kick her ass to the curb immediately. Call her out on every gaslight. Every time she cries and says she's stressed or whatever, ask her why she lies 100% of the time in front of her friends then. If she's telling the truth, they can come over, and in front of her friends, she will for the whole evening disagree with them on polygamy, open relationships, your role, they need to be open, etc., etc. Tell her if she's just stressed, she must be willing now to call them and openly admit all of what she was saying with them was untrue, or this is who she is. She gave you a pleasant fiction when you were alone, and it was easy to hide. Now you see who she chooses to be, who she wants to be. Dump her. Move on. Date Michelle. Date Michelle? Where'd Michelle come from? Oh, one of the OG besties. Yeah. Who, NTA, brother. Am I the astronaut? If you broke up with her after she did this 180, NT freaking A. What do people expect? Yeah. She got too comfy too quick. Too comfy too quick. I'm going to go out on a limb here and also say Sharon has been married before. Sharon's divorced. But she treated her husband like this. This is what ended their marriage. And she was just looking for someone else to take up this role. Take up the same role. And it's not so much of finding the right person. It's finding the person who has the means that she's looking for and is willing to put up with the amount of shit that she wants to give. That's all it takes. You clearly are not that. Also, bravo for you, and I'm actually going to green flag you here, OP, because you actually didn't around. You put up boundaries immediately. You're like, hey, you return those freaking golf clubs or I'm calling the cops. That was a boundary. It had consequences attached, and you were serious about it, and they brought that shit back. It doesn't matter if she threw him. It doesn't matter if she flipped off the camera. That just shows you the kind of people she's friends with. The kind of people she chooses as her inner circle should tell you a lot about who she is. Yeah. I mean, if people change like this, don't stick around. Don't stick around. Don't do it. The problem is that he was 2 years deep into this before he found out who she really was. And I feel like that's a common thing too. All right, we have an update. Here's the update. 2. Am I the astronaut if I break up with my fiancé after she showed a startling change of behavior after getting engaged? Sharon's been gone now for an hour. Breakup is official. I have the ring back. I did talk to Michelle via Facebook, and Michelle said she and Octavia were cousins of Sharon, and Michelle also said that she knew the 6 and didn't care for them. Michelle didn't say much more than that. I did meet Sharon's parents, and they both seemed to like me, and the topic of Michelle and Octavia never came up around them. None of our finances were intermingled yet, but it was planned for later this month, which won't happen. Oh, she pulled this shit before you guys even... Okay. I invited 3 of our mutual friends, Casey, John, and Mike, to be here when Sharon got here. Sharon showed up and was surprised to see that we had company. I said they were here for both of our sakes. Sharon wanted to phone 3 of the 6 to come over to even things out, and I refused, and I used the club theft as a reason. Sharon sat on the couch very dramatically. Wait, hold up. How do you sit on the couch very dramatically? Like a teenager plopping down on the couch? And then asked if I really wanted to make this public. I outright asked why she changed so much after the engagement and why she hid the existence of the 6. Sharon then went in again about how she insulates her inner circle until a partner is vetted. I called BS. I met her parents. What's more inner circle than your parents? Sharon tried to deflect, but I wouldn't have it. I pointed out how for the last month, her friends dropping by cost me nearly $500 in wine, which she, by the way, made no attempt to reimburse. I also pointed out that her trying to make me pay for an 8-person dinner bill without asking me first. She again said that she wanted to show how great of a guy I was and how she clearly misjudged me and was disappointed in my attitude. I then asked about the clubs. She tried gaslighting with, "You totally said it was okay, remember?" And I kept saying, "Bullshit." Mike piped in. He knew the clubs were a gift from my dad, and I was highly protective of them. He too called BS, and that's when Sharon turned her attention to Mike and John, saying, "Isn't he getting forgetful lately? Don't you remember when he forgot that one date?" And neither was buying it. I finally said that forget postponing the wedding or canceling the engagement. The entire relationship is going to end if she isn't going to be straight with me. Sharon made a very long, exaggerated sigh. She took the ring off and dropped it on the coffee table. She got up to leave and said, "You're never going to find somebody as good as me," and to send her stuff to her apartment. She left, and Casey, John, and Mike were totally stunned. All I could say was, "Believe me now?" We ordered pizza and are waiting for it to arrive now. I am still utterly shocked and confused by Sharon's attitude. I'm sure the heartbreak will come next, but right now I'm just kind of numb. Poor dude. Yeah. And you know what? Seeing this, like going through it, I'm sure he's the worst, because she's this and she gets this too. I'll just start pointing to stuff over here that she's the worst. She was intentionally shitty. She gets a ride all the way to Ascon1. Here's her ticket. There's the trip. We'll witness it here. There we go. Astronaut's traveling to Ascon1 to drop her ass off there. It's a one-way ticket. There's not many people to take advantage of on Ascon1 because they're all assholes too. So have fun there. Have fun with your people. Your 6 are probably all there. So I'd love to have some feedback from Candy Thunder here. Let's have her jump on up. Candy Thunder, come on up. Oh my God, it's Candy Thunder. Also rocking the perfect sweatshirt for tonight.
Oh my God.
Yep. Oh my God, guys, check this out. When you're in a relationship, the first thing you need to do is set clear boundaries. This guy is a legend. He figured out what was going on before he made any crazy decision.
Exactly, Mia. This is a textbook manipulator. At first, she acts like the perfect girlfriend, but then, bam, there's her true self. The good thing is, this guy realized what was up before doing something stupid, like opening a joint account or, God forbid, marrying her. It's literally like a parade of red flags.
And did you see how she tried to drag her friends into this mess? Like, seriously? But this guy, he's smart. He brought his own friends because he knew this could get ugly. He was not about to be played.
Honestly, Mia, he dodged a bullet? No, a missile? This woman was going to be a constant nightmare. If she didn't respect him before, after a wedding, oh hell no, it would have been way worse.
Honestly, Liam, this isn't just a problem, it's a disaster waiting to happen. He literally saved himself from a total catastrophe. Let's see what happens next, but seriously, this guy made the right call. Get out while you can.
So I think we could say that he got a hole in AskCon 1. No, I've been saving that for like 4 minutes.
But wait, he got a hole in AskCon 1?
That's what I said. I said it and I don't regret it.
I mean, he had one for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then...
I feel like, one, she played her crazy hand way too early. You don't have someone until you're married, and then you don't really have someone. Because if you're going to show up and be an asshole, then they obviously get the choice to leave you. And I don't understand women that act like men are beneath them and are there to serve them, because that's exactly how she acted. This woman needs to find new friends. She needs to find 6 new people to be her friends, because these people are bad influences.
Question for you.
Yes.
Is the 6, the 6 kind of seems like they're
at least got me.
They're like a hive mind. They're like it's just like a symbiotic relationship, right?
Yeah.
And so the goal is for one of them to land a guy that they can all take advantage of as a group. And they just kind of take turns snagging a guy. Maybe it takes 2 years to get him to the point where you can drain his wine cellar and get him to pay for an expensive meal for everybody, but everybody kind of takes their turn getting there. Is that what this is?
I don't know, because I would never treat someone like this. Not in any way, shape, or form. I would never treat another human being like this, because it's degrading, it's disgusting, and who wants to... Like, you want a relationship with a partner, and he thought he had found that, but really it was false. Everything that she did was to get what she wanted, and that was who we saw in this story. And this happens. This literally happens, because we've witnessed it firsthand. It was wild, and it's still wild. And it's honestly very, like, it's shocking, it's confusing. People actually do this, and I think that narcissists in general, like, I know that term gets thrown around a lot, but they have no trouble acting like what they think that person wants, and then when they feel secure in that relationship, to flip that switch and become who they really are and expect someone to take it.
Which is terrible.
Yeah.
Who would choose to be this way, though? That's where I'm confused. Like, if this is who she really is, that's one thing. Also,
I don't know.
You know,
I told the girls last night that popularity in high school means nothing after you graduate.
it's worth nothing.
It means abso-fucking-lutely nothing. And if you still think that your popularity in high school means something, I'm sorry. Grow up. Because it's done. Like, it's over. You walk through, you get your diploma, you're done.
Just ask Uncle Rico. It doesn't matter much after the fact.
Yeah.
Your glory days. It just doesn't.
Even Regina George changed and grew up before she graduated high school.
I mean, she had to get hit by a bus for it to happen.
It's true.
God!
It seems like a Monty Python
Get your own
movie.
tater tots.
I've seen the chapstick.
Seems like Monty Python?
I don't know.
And you're saying that as like a negative thing?
It just seems like the same kind of humor. I'm sorry. I don't know. I've just never seen it.
You make me sad.
I've never had a thing. I've never wanted to go see it.
I just don't understand choosing to be like this. And eventually maybe reality will set in. But,
it will set in.
But, I mean,
karma will get her.
What has to happen to get to that point? Do you have to get so hurt by somebody that you just choose not to love ever again, but only take advantage of? Is that what happens? Is that what gets people to this point? That's the part that I don't understand.
As a narcissist?
As a narcissist, or just in this situation specifically, where her goal was only to get a ring on her finger in any form or fashion, and now she knows she played her card too soon, so the next time she'll wait a little bit longer. But does somebody have to get hurt so bad that they just cannot fathom truly loving and letting somebody in to who they truly are or should be? It seems like this is a suit of armor.
Yeah, I for sure, but I think that they do love, and they put themselves above everyone else, so there's no way that a partnership would ever work. They only care about what they believe, and that's what they want, what they need, and nothing else. And they're going to do whatever it takes to get that. Like, she spent 2 years trying to get that. You just played your hand too soon, sweetie. Next time, leave the 6 until the wedding and just let them show up as bridesmaids.
Wow, what a story. This girl was clearly just looking for a beta provider. She wanted someone who would pay for everything and put up with anything. And like I always say, your woman is 50% the people she surrounds herself with. If her friends are toxic, they can easily pull the guy into a mess without him even realizing it.
Exactly, Mia. Thank goodness this guy knew how to set boundaries. Most guys don't realize what's happening until it's way too late. He saw through her plan and knew this wasn't a relationship worth building. She had big plans, but her mask fell off way sooner than she thought.
And let's be real, the ring is not a contract to become someone's slave, especially when that someone is just going to bring chaos into your life. This woman clearly wanted to use him, not be his partner.
And those friends? Classic toxic crowd. They'll sabotage any healthy relationship just to bring someone else down because misery loves company. One by one, they'll hit a wall, and when they do, they'll realize it's too late to fix the damage.
The bottom line, if you see these red flags, run. Don't tie yourself down with people who will wreck your life for their own gain. What do you guys think? Did he handle it right? Let us know in the comments.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for more stories here on Vibe Bite. See you next time.
Как новый старт, просыпаюсь, делаю шаг. Этот город ждет меня в ритме улиц, в шуме дня, словно битву шаг. Звучит, движемся вперед, не сбавляя ход. Мысли чисты, все решено. Я готов к новому витку. Morning vibes, это мой настрой. В этом мире мы с тобой, светит солнце, новый день зовет. Morning vibes, весь мир поет. Ловлю ритм, в этот весь прикол. Каждый день как новый рок-н-ролл. Morning vibes, это наш маршрут. В этом ритме мы живем и тут. Morning vibes, это наш маршрут. В этом ритме мы живем и тут. Светит солнце, путь освещен. Я иду, не важно, что за окном. Morning vibes, все